with Gus, the character that no one cared to remember existed. Even the crew forgot about him so much they slapped sticky notes of character onto him last minute and thought we wouldn't notice. Granted, a lot of people didn't notice, but not me. No, I noticed. I genuinely feel so bad for Gus, because just like Luce, he gets overshadowed a lot, like way more than Luce. Even episodes that are dedicated to just him get overshadowed by someone or something else, which just sucks. Gus was my original favorite character in the first season. A lot of what they gave Gus just seemed so cool and unique, yet they act like none of it mattered or completely forget about it. And season 2 just felt like a slap to the face with Gus, as he was hardly around or got ignored in episodes that included him and got pushed out of being Willow's best friend in favor of Hunter. And it's like, gee, thanks. Tell me how you really feel, show. Like, I know from the start of the creation of the show, Gus wasn't even a thought, but it's not fair to include a character and then drop him because you don't care to involve him. Though, I think they realized how dirty they did Gus, because I did notice in season 3 they included him more and had him branch out with Hunter, but like usual, they couldn't help but slap Gus in the face by taking him out of the Willow panic arc moment. Again, with this removing Gus for some reason. Ugh. Willow is Gus's first ever friend and probably his special person, yet they keep breaking their dynamic and friendship for a ship. Like, Gus should have been there for both of them, and he also should have told Hunter he knows about him being a Grimwalker. Also, sorry, I have to say it, but it's so fucked up. Everyone knows, and yet Hunter doesn't know that they know he's a Grimwalker. And poor Gus has all this knowledge of what happened to Caleb and hasn't said anything. Fuck the Basha and the school parts. Where is Gus and Hunter's I know what you are moment? And to be completely honest, I've always felt that Gus was the male quota character in the beginning. Since the overall cast at the time was all women minus King, it also felt like he was made for the school, which we do learn from Dana was never supposed to be a part of the story. So yeah, maybe Gus was never planned and just slapped in there, but it still isn't fair he was snubbed and constantly pushed into basically being the comedy relief character more often than not when things were just starting. Because I mean, Gus was always there either to guide a character or make a moment funny. While season 2A did try to make Gus more involved with his episode through the Looking Glass ruins, but Lumity's massive ass shadow squashed that real quick. And like, that episode was so cool. I can't get how people just ignore Gus when his illusions are that intense. And it bothers me we never get to look into the illusion track much. I would have liked to have learned more. I feel like with all the other tracks, we understand the bare minimum, but for the tracks of illusion, abomination, and potions, I feel like we could have learned a tiny bit more about them because they're so unique versus the others. Anyway, after the episode, we don't even really get to see Gus till Any Sport in a Storm, and even then he's pushed to the side for Hunter. The episode really should have showcased Gus's growth in not trusting people. Before, he was still slightly optimistic, but as he's grown, it's clear he's thinking more seriously. And like, it makes me wish they made Gus like a strategist. I mean, he is the youngest and considered a prodigy in his track, but whatever, right? Anyway, while Labyrinth Runners likes to make it seem like it's Gus's episode, however, he again gets overshadowed by Hunter and even Amity and Willow's drama, which was like so silly. It's this late in the game and they're gonna talk about how Amity still thinks Willow is weak. Did she just forget Willow nuked the school with a plant? Again, this episode should have included Gus more and really should have had Willow and Gus talk and have that heart to heart. Cause like, think about it, how impactful would it have been now that Amity is hanging with Willow again? Like, Gus could start feeling like Willow doesn't need him as a friend anymore and she'll just leave him, or have the bullies from his past come back and mention something about how Willow was only using him to be her friend, and now that she has real friends, she won't need to pretend to be his friend. You know, something fucked up that's obviously not true, but with Gus's trust issues, it could work. And then we have him do the spell and Amity and Willow go to look for him, and while they do that, they have their drama yada yada, find Gus and make up, you know, something that shows how close Willow and Gus are, because even though they're always together, we never really see their dynamic in person. Or I guess without Luce, Either way, Gus was done hella dirty, and I can't try to excuse what they did with him, cause none of it was even the cancellation's fault. They started off doing him dirty and ended him doing what he's doing. I know the human stuff was a big thing for him, but I wish he was doing something else. Anyway, enough with all of this, let's get into the design. Okay, so I don't actually mind Gus's season 2 fit. I think it's pretty okay, though it does suffer the same thing Edith's fit does, aka it looks super similar to his main outfit. Like, just because the colors are different doesn't mean it's a whole new outfit, which I really wish he got something different just to show he is growing up. Since when we actually see Gus in season 2, he went through witch puberty and escaping expulsion, and while, like Luce, he doesn't get his new fit till the last second, I still think his outfit needed to be more, especially since, again, this is his Day of Unity outfit. Like, did everyone forget that? At least Hunter's more dressed for it. Anyway, again, I don't mind the outfit. I actually like the blue they picked out, and how it's somewhat similar to the Looking Glass Keeper's outfit. But the pink and the burgundy boots and pants, yeah, hard pass. Also, crazy disappointed they didn't give Gus a new hairstyle. They don't even bother in season 3 till the epilogue, which is just like, seriously? So yeah, I gave Gus locks, or well, the start of locks, since his hair is pretty short. I figured medium length locks would work for him, that way when we get into the epilogue, the length of his locks makes sense, though I'd love it if his locks were like extremely long in the epilogue, and had like a fun design, something like this. Love her work, 100% check her out for fun styles like this. Anyway, also, yes, I recolored his hair a bit, mostly because of the AU, but also because the gray line on his head just makes him look old. Plus, it's only in one spot, which I'm pretty sure that's not how hair color works. So yeah, I added the stripes to his locks as well. Now for his outfit, I kind of put him in Hunter's OG outfit, but zhuzhed it up a bit by making the shirt have rolled up sleeves with dark blue coloring and a dark blue hemline around his neck. I did keep his outfit's original light blue color, but added light blue stripes. And instead of having his jacket, shirt, tunic untucked, I tucked it in, mainly so his new outfit and his old fit didn't have any similarities other than color. I also made his pants more fancy by making the waist V-shaped. I also gave him Hunter's belt, because why not? As for shoes, I kind of just did short-winged upper boots. I don't know. I did my best. I kind of just mimicked Matt's boots for reasons. I did give him a vest for style, you know, a little flair. And I did keep the arm parts of his original shirt, but made them bracelets instead. Now for his features. So like I said in my Amity video, I wish there had been more demonic looking main characters, since nearly every character that's around more than once tends to just look like regular people with pointy ears. So for Gus, I did add more demonic traits, which I will explain where he got them in the AU part, but his ear / face markings are in fact hair, and also a nod to his AU parent. Pretty much all his demonic features are part of his AU parent, so. Also, yes, Gus has long ears due to his power. He also now has fangs and more cat-like eyes. The whites of his eyes are also blue, and he now has a tail. The rest of his features are relatively the same. I just colored his top lip and made his nose more similar to his dad's. As for color as a whole, yes, I overdid it with the blue. I am very much aware, but I wanted to do that because we do know that throughout Gus's entire runtime, he has always worn blue. And even in the human realm, he still goes towards blue. It's only in the epilogue does he have a completely different color change, which I really wish they would have explored more, but you know, that's the cancellation. That's the cancellation's fault. So for this outfit specifically, I really wanted Gus to be like, I am an illusions master. I fully embrace the color of my track. You know what I mean? So that is why I went over the top with the blue. Now for the AU. Okay, so Gus's life is still the same in this AU. It's just the background of his life is different. So Perry, Gus's father, and Adrian, the illusion coven head, had a bit of a fling back in the day. And Adrian, who in this AU is trans, so female to male, ends up pregnant with Gus. Adrian has always been weird about kids, like he wants them, but with his position and being brainwashed by Bellows, he was going to wait, but surprise! Adrian and Perry are very much not in love, like they like each other, but they're not in love, but want what's best for the baby, so Adrian makes the decision to let Perry have/raise Gus without him, and even makes Perry promise not to tell Gus about him. I still haven't figured out why he doesn't want Gus to know. I have two ideas. One, because he secretly knows how messed up the Emperor's Coven is and how Bellows would respond to this, because like we do know that Coven heads do get replaced, so he could be scared about being replaced. Or two, because he doesn't want Gus to get special treatment, as illusions take a lot of work. Either way, Gus lives his life not knowing and isn't too affected by not knowing, though is suspicious about why his dad won't talk about it. It isn't till Labyrinth Runners does it all click for Gus. Adrian still goes to Hexside to brand sigils and still gets caught by Gus. Only to realize that Gus is his son, and he does still try to brand Gus, but this time it's an illusion. But Gus doesn't know that and starts to freak out, and we get the start of Gus's mass illusion. During the whole episode, Willow and Amity try to find Gus, and Adrian also tries to find Gus, but lies to his team about why, till he does find him and tells him who he is and that he's grown so much. But the moment is ruined when Adrian mentions taking Gus to the Emperor's Coven. They fight, and Gus tries to get Adrian to see the side he's on is wrong. Adrian freaks out a bit because, his world's being rocked when Gus gets a hold of the memory mirror and shows Adrian everything he's seen and learned. Side note, Gus is more involved and knows way more about what's going on. Adrian tries to stop Gus from showing him more, but it backfires, and Gus has his full-on panic moment, which has Willow and Amity come in to help, and they go through their own messed up memory nightmare, but get to Gus and have a heart-to-heart. When all is good, Adrian runs away, not knowing what to do. Obviously, everything else still happens, but during the Day of Unity, Adrian realizes his mistake during it, and then the whole thing with the collectors. So when we get to that point, Adrian realizes his mistake and goes to make up with Gus when he's free from being a puppet, and that's pretty much about it for Gus's whole backstory, or pre-backstory. I know that was a bit more about Adrian, but if we had a full season or a season similar to Future in the AU, we would get to see how Gus handles having Adrian around and how it affects him. So yeah, while Gus is excited to get to know his dad, he's not too sure how to go about it. Plus, Adrian can be annoying and smothering. Anyway, on to Gus's best friend, Willow! Anyway, now for Willow. Yeah, two-parter, sorry. I realized I did not have much to say about her, other than I did not care for her. And no, not because I ship Hunter with someone else, but because plant characters aren't for me. I don't think I've ever liked them. I can learn to love them, but plant characters as a whole always puts me off. Plus, during season 1 and season 2A, I just found her to be very plain. I'm trying to remember what all she did in the first season, and not much is coming up. And I know it's probably due to her character as a whole, but I find it so funny that season 1 lays the groundwork for Lumity, which, again, it's real fucked up. Lou starts dating Amity without telling Willow about it. Remember, Amity is Willow's bully's friend, and also kind of bullied her till the memory episode. But even then, it was fucked up how they glossed over it. But it makes me feel like, even though they had the groundwork for Lumity, they really could have added Willow into it. It makes no sense why they wouldn't, because from her debut episode, we don't really get a Willow-focused episode till 12 episodes later, and doesn't come fully back till Eclipse Lake, and acts like a freaking lunatic. And this is where I get a bit frustrated with her character, because while we have small moments of Willow coming into her own, we never see her include herself in things happening in the things happening. Follies at the Coven Day Parade would have been a great mid-start to her being more involved, because when we get to Any Sport in a Storm, I get whiplash from how different Willow acts. I know there was small amounts of build-up to Willow being into sports, but we don't see enough to really get the full effect of her being more confident and outgoing in this area. I feel I could have expected it more if Willow was faking some of it, as she's trying to be more and be like what Luce sees in her, but it backfires because that's not who Willow is 100%. I think it would have helped kids realize they don't need to be overly confident and positive after they've been through a lot and are still learning how to be themselves after everything that's made them feel that way is gone. I still remember when the bad thing that happened to me was taken care of. I felt I needed to show how happy I was, but I overdid it to the point I remade myself miserable because I hadn't actually allowed myself time to learn to be happy and myself again. Not saying Willow didn't take time off screen, but I feel one episode should have shown what was going on now that she wasn't letting Basha get to her and now had a good network of friends, but we didn't. And I'm not gonna go back into the whole Willow and Hunter thing. I said what I said. We didn't have time. We didn't have the build up necessary for them to be. But I mean, in the end, they kind of broke Willow in Any Sport in a Storm. Sorry, they did. And they broke her so bad, she got real weird in season 3. I mean, I like some of it, but some moments of Willow acting feral threw me off. Like, the whiplash of her character. Again, I know a lot of stuff was happening off screen, but we're not seeing what's happening off screen. So when your audience sees it and they see the character doing absolutely weird shit, it's gonna feel weird. I felt weird. Anyway, enough with all of this. Let's get into the design. Okay, so Willow's season 2 fit sucks. Why y'all booing me? I'm right. Why do you think not many people cosplay her unless it's her uniform? Her fits suck. Even her season 1 casual look, while not as terrible, is just weird. I think it's the stripes and the colors used, cause like her season 2 fit is just an explosion of colors that don't work. Like they put her in 4 different shades of blue, put her in this lime green vest shirt, and while the jacket does go with the shirt, it just looks weird due to the length, and the shoes, again with the burgundy color. It just doesn't work like they think it does. Also, I'm crazy confused by the tights and the bolo tie combo. It's just all such a mess. And don't get me started on the gold glasses. Y'all know I love me some gold. I'm like a dragon or leprechaun. I hoard gold like crazy, but they don't work for her skin tone. Plus the lines are so small, it's hard to notice them. It's only when we zoom in on Willow's face are they more noticeable. Also, her hair, while I like that they made it longer to show the passage of time, I'm not a fan of the shape. Like, Willow's hair isn't straight, so why is her ponytail poof cut so straight? Also, didn't she ask Amity to braid her hair? How is this a braid? Though, I will say I do like the green streak, though I feel it could be a bit brighter and a little bit similar to her team's colors. But overall, yeah, 100% not a fan of this look, which is probably why I went so hard on the redesign. So for Willow's outfit, I decided to simplify it a bit because her old outfits kind of swallow her and make your eyes go all over the place. So I put her in an off-the-shoulder puff shirt with a leaf-like hem on the ends of her sleeves, neckline, and hem of the bottom of her shirt. I did keep the stripe theme of her OG fit, though I made it more simple by just putting it on the leaf parts. Anyway, I also put her in an off-the-shoulder tunic dress that's split in the center, and the bottom is also cut in a leaf-like pattern. I know a lot of the characters don't wear stuff that's connected to their main type of magic, but with how deep Willow's love for plants are, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of her outfits were more plant-themed or cottagecore. You know, something cute and whimsical, but easy to work in. I also tied the whole look together with a simple brown vest, reused her bolo tie gem as her vest button, and added leaves to it. A big reason I put a lot of the characters in jackets or vests is so that they can have Luce's spells on them at all times, as a just in case. Because I mean, some of the spells are actually pretty useful. I know a lot of them can perform the spells that Luce has created, but some of them I'm like, you should probably keep those on hand. As for pants, I just put her in basic pants, though I did recolor them. As much as I love the lighter yellow-brown, it just didn't work for me anymore. So yeah, darker pants. As for her shoes, I just put her in her Halloween boots, but made them flats instead, because I reached the point where I was tired of putting people in heels. Oh, and I gave her armbands. It always drove me crazy Willow was wrapping vines around her arm with like no protection. Like, girl, your skin is gonna fall off. Stop. As for color, similar to Gus, I kept her close to her track's color, but added browns and creams to help her feel more earth-toned and less whatever this is. Now for features. As much as I wanted to make Willow more demonic, I think having one basic witch type within Luz's friend group is a good balance. You know, I really just didn't want to make Luz the odd one out, but it also got me thinking that maybe demons are actually more powerful or a bit closer to the Titan. We know Hootie is a parasitic worm who probably came from the original worm that was inside the Titan, because like Hootie is powerful for no reason. So I think it works for Willow to be the odd one out and the late bloomer of the group, but I did add some demonic themes. So when Willow's magic finally comes in, the whites of her eyes change to a green hue and her hair grows flowers when she's extremely emotional. That's about it. As for the rest of her features, I just blended both of her father's features in a bit more by mixing both of their eye shapes and making her nose a tiny bit bigger. I also made her more tan because similar to Luz, she is a character that probably hangs outside a lot, so she's likely to tan and also have crazy amount of freckles. As for her ears, yes, they are big due to Willow's magic being pretty strong, but the reason they point down is due to the constant bullying she received. And unfortunately, they will probably never go back to being the original sitting upright, so yes. As for her hair, since Willow has pretty fluffy hair, I thought I'd have her wear her hair more wild to show how much Willow has changed from the quiet wallflower to this wild, take no BS girl who still likes cute things, hence the ribbon bow. I also kept the green streak, but did like a Bride of Frankenstein look, so it goes all the way back, and it's much brighter. And that is about it for her design. I'm actually very happy with it. She's so cute. Ugh. As for AU stuff, I don't have too much for Willow as she's honestly fine the way she is, but I do have an AU episode I have in mind for Willow as it's kind of always been bothering me. So it's basically where Willow finally says how she feels about Luz and Amity dating and how they didn't think about her, but she's telling all of this to Gus in private and Luz overhears thinking Willow has a crush on her. Luz missed parts of the conversation, so she's just making shit up as she goes. So Luz avoids Willow for most of the day, but then tries to backtrack and tries to set Willow up with people all day till Willow snaps and Luz and Willow talk and clear the misunderstanding, to which Willow admits she has no interest in dating or romance. A romantic sprinkle. Luz then asks what the conversation was about then, and Willow tells Luz how messed up it was for her to fall for her ex-friend / bully. And while yes, she and Amity are working to be friends again, the hurt's still there, and it would have been nice if Luz, Willow's best friend, talked to her about how they were both feeling. Willow does make a big deal that it's okay Luz likes Amity, there's nothing wrong with that, but that she just wished Luz thought about her and her feelings first. I mean, Luz really does have to realize how it looks to see your best friend fall for someone who hurt you and like not say anything. And it sucks Amity hasn't even said anything either. She will in the AU, just not right now. So Luz apologizes and says while she got caught up in her crush, it's not an excuse and she's sorry for not realizing her actions hurt Willow. They make up and all is well. Willow even says if Amity does anything to hurt Luz, then give her a call. Also, while I do make Willow aromantic, she does have a few flings here and there in the future, but nothing long term. Maybe. I still kind of ship her with Skara, but maybe a new character would be cool. Other than the AU giving Willow more screen time and fun bonding moments with Gus, there's not much else. So yeah, super happy to have these two done. I'm so happy with them, and I can't wait to get started on Bellows and the Collector. Yep, this series is continuing into November. Yay! Be excited because I'm excited. But don't worry too much, Reboot Winx is right around the corner, and so is Wicked. I've been super disappointed in the whole project, so why not vent my frustrations and draw very pretty dresses? Yay! So look forward to that. Also, we have a new member. Please be nice if I say your username wrong. Dear Eyes, thank you so much for your support. Also, special thanks again to 4'10" for the super, and an extra special thank you to Zoe Jaws for the lovely cup of coffee. Also, super sorry I didn't see it till just recently. I keep forgetting I have a coffee account. Anyway, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. It means a lot to me. And for those of you who also want to support the channel, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Please, please, please. And if possible, become a member. Really helps out the channel and me. I hope you all have a super fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!